Man, oh man, whoever's up there, VAR gods, thank you, thank you, thank you, because VAR beat Fulham today. All right, everyone, welcome back to American Blues Podcast. Let's talk about Chelsea versus Fulham. Right off the bat, this was, oh man, like my nightmare was coming true before my eyes, especially the first half of the game. Fulham are tough. They're really well organized, a really good manager. They absolutely destroyed us last season at home for the first time in like several decades. We lost to them. So thankfully, did not end that way. We won 2-0. But man, oh man, did we scrape by. Because up front, again, we started with two strikers. Here's the problem. We only have two strikers right now. The irony of Jackson leaving today for Bayern for, to be fair, a very good loan fee, but they're never going to pay that, option to buy. They're just never going to, but that's irrelevant. Jackson left us with two strikers only, Delap and João Pedro. And because of Palmer's injury, João Pedro had to play his role in that right-sided 10-8 role. And of course, that means the lap up top. And my nightmare, absolute nightmare, was one of them getting injured. And look what happened. I don't even think it took that long, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. The lap was off, pulled his hamstring. And the second I saw that, I went, oh my God, that is a big problem. That means we don't have Delap for minimum, probably my guess is minimum 6 to 8 weeks, if even. And you know how tough hamstring injuries are to come back from. They're recurrent. If you don't rehab right the first time, they just keep happening again and again. Pretty much Romeo Lavia's biggest issue is his hamstring. And yeah, so that left us with Tyreek George, the player that we are trying to currently sell right now in the last few days in the window, playing as our striker. What is happening? What is happening? And of course, Fulham get their goal. They get a really nice counter. And maybe a foul on Chalobah, maybe not in the build-up, but really good finish by their 18-year-old. Got it through the legs. Goalie had no chance. 1-0. And of course, I initially thought it was going to be offsides. On the replay, I was like, oh God, he's in his own half. It's not going to be offsides. And then thankfully, thank you, VAR, for all the times that you have screwed us, for all the poor refereeing decisions. I will take this one. Did I think that was a foul on Chalobah in real time? No, they're just both going for the ball, and he just accidentally stepped on him. But in slow motion, it does look like he stepped on his foot, clearly. And sure, I guess you can call foul on that, bring the play back. I don't know. I think it's super harsh. If it went the other way, I think I would be pretty pissed. And then, of course, end of the first half, we get a corner in 9th minute of extra time when there were only supposed to be 8 minutes. And Enzo, perfect swinging corner. João Pedro, middle of the box, free. Yeah, 1-0. And that completely changed the game. Now, again, would I be upset if I were Fulham? Absolutely. 8 minutes extra time. 3 corners in a row. Referee could have called that at any point, but gave us that final corner in the 9th minute, and we score. Yeah, I mean, we've been there before. I think it was against Tottenham with the Cucurella hair pull at the end of the game. Harry Kane scored, tied it up. That was like Tuchel's downfall of the season. Yeah, so yeah, these things happen. I'm going to take it when the luck falls our way. And then second half, we did play much, much better. And I want to shout out basically a couple players. Number one, Caicedo. My God, this guy didn't even train this week. He had one training session. Wasn't even sure if he's going to make the game. Played full, 90? He really played like 100 minutes with all the added time. Maybe even like 110. I think it was like 8 minutes added on the first half and another 8 minutes the second half. So, but Caicedo, my God, man, this guy, one-man destroyer in midfield. He was everywhere. He himself, I think, saved at least 2 goals from going in. At least 2. Just from his tracking, doing something that nobody else on the team can do. Yeah, Caicedo, what a signing, man. Everyone made fun of it. I made fun of it, when we first got him. One of the most expensive midfield signings. But you can see good defensive midfielders are a extremely rare breed. And it's kind of like having Conte. It's like having two midfielders and one midfielder. And that allows the whole rest of the team to breathe a sigh of relief. They can all push up. They don't have to track back as much because he will do everything. Caicedo, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 performance. Incredible. Another big one. I love Estevo. Every time he gets on the ball, I get excited. And I'm really pushing for him to get that first goal. He's getting so close, and you can tell he wants it so badly. But I think he is incredible. There are moments in the game where if he just gets that like half a step of free space, he can beat his man and go on. All I want to see from him is actually more. I want to see more. I understand he's mature. He's not like a Madueke where he'll just like constantly take people on one-on-one. He's going to pick what makes the most sense given his position at the moment. But this kid is something special. I think game after game after game, he is gaining more and more confidence. And I think it'll be sooner rather than later where defenders are going to get very, very worried about him. And that's going to free up a lot of space on the right side for everybody else. So huge shout out to him. And of course, João Pedro, this guy, he is our saving grace. Please stay healthy. Oh my, I don't think he has a bad injury record from what I can remember, but let's not jinx it. Please, João Pedro, stay healthy because he is nearly scoring a goal a game. And every single one of his goals is important. He got us the first goal in this game, which was really important. Yeah, and then second goal came from another VAR decision, handball, which I think this was actually correct. His arm is way too high. This is like similar to the Chelsea-Barcelona handball. That should have been a handball that wasn't called hand. Way up in the sky. I'm glad VAR called that one. Should have been handball. Correct decision. And Enzo, and I was actually wondering who's going to take the penalty now that Palmer's not in the team, but Enzo stepped up, drilled it down the middle. Hell yes. And I could have used the third one. And we could have gotten a third one if João Pedro just got a little bit luckier. Estevao got a little bit luckier too. These things happen. And in the end, if you look at the scoreline, it looked like a comfortable win, but it was anything but. It was not a comfortable win. But a couple things that I also want to highlight is I think we are finally maturing as a team. I would say last season, the season before, if we went ahead 1-0, 2-0, we were still pushing. We were still making like really high risk runs down, pushing the whole team up. And today, once we got that 2-0, the team just said, nope, we are going to start passing this ball around, pass it to the back. No mistakes, safety first. And that's exactly what we did. And the only thing is, I probably would have wanted to see Andre Santos come on for Caicedo. Like Caicedo was already kind of risk for this game. I don't think there was a need for him to play like 110 minutes. Like that's just a little bit too much. We have Santos. We have other players in midfield that we can bring on. We have Esuego. Like we have other options. Well, I would have liked to see them. And I think it would have been nice to see Reece James come on a little bit sooner, for his leadership, for his ability in the back too. Just a little bit less adventurous than Gusto, But overall, yeah, I do think we got away with one. Luck was definitely on our side. Refs were on that side. VAR is on the side. We are going to have games where things are the opposite. But you know what? All you can do is beat the team in front of you, get the 3 points, and that is exactly what we did. So that's all we needed to do. And now, thankfully, we have 2 weeks off where hopefully, please God, Palmer, just fix your groin, rest it, come back because we desperately need you. Also, another shout out. I think Chalobah and Tosin are our go-to in defense. I've always liked Fofana. He's too injury prone. We really cannot rely him to start games. But yeah, I think they offer the best balance. Chalobah, mobile, strong, good in the air, good at tracking back, good at tackling. And then Tosin, he has that passing ability that we're missing from Cole. That's so important in order for this team to function. So we're not just passing it between the defenders like the first game of the season against Crystal Palace. So yeah, I'm glad Tosin's healthy. I like his leadership too. He clearly is one of the glues that holds the whole team together. He puts new players around his arms. Very important. And obviously he has a bromance with Cole Palmer, and that's always nice to see. So yeah, I think this is a defense going forward. Again, I would have liked some rest for Caicedo. I would have liked some rest for Cucurella too, who was also everywhere. At one point in the second half, he put in like 3 tackles in a row, and he finally got called for a foul. And it just made me laugh because this guy just does not stop. He is nonstop. He is up in the attack. He's up in midfield. He's up in the, he's running back to track back for defense. He is absolutely everywhere. And the last thing that we need is for Cucurella to be injured. So we bought Hato for a reason. Please, in games where we are comfortably winning, please start subbing off these vital players of ours that we just do not have good replacements for. Like, we don't have a good replacement for Cucurella, right? He's one of a kind. So let's protect him. It's early in the season. We have a ton of games. So yeah, international break. Hopefully people return back healthy. Fingers crossed. Hopefully Delap's hamstring injury is not going to be a lingering issue, because my God, we desperately need him. We cannot play 70 games a season with only João Pedro as our only striker and Tyreek George, who's probably not going to even be at the club in another couple of days. So yeah, fingers crossed. Glad we won 3 points. Let's see how the rest of the game shake out. Peace.